Jonathan Myers, DOC number 524486, who's a first felony offender, who has been convicted of forcible rape and on May 29th, 2007, was sentenced to serve 20 years in Jefferson Parish Jail. Your parole eligibility date is March 24th of 13. Good time, you're not eligible for that. Your full term date is 7/27/26. That sounds correct to you, Mr. Myers?
Yes, sir. Correct.
All right. So tell us why you think you deserve to be released today, and what did you do to get yourself in this kind of trouble?
Well, basically, I fought through trials, and so I haven't got to respond. And throughout these years, I've just been a person that's been very productive. I kept work. I had steady work ethics. I joined college programs. Corona shut it down within months of being able to get a degree. But I'm a master barber. I have many trades. I'm very productive, and I'm a good, honest person. And I made bad decisions. And I know I was in a relationship, and it just didn't work the way that I thought it would have worked because she was older, I was younger, and the decisions that I made throughout life, it just jeopardized and put me in the position that I'm in today. But I always knew that I had to fight back and say that I have to remain innocent. And I fought hard. I fought in trial, and I lost. It was a non-unanimous jury, and I still haven't went back to court for that. But today I understand that there are victims in society, and I understand that greatly. And I know hurt people, and I just need another opportunity. I've been down for 19 years, and I have loved ones I lost, and I never attended any of their funerals. Is my grandmother's ill, and I just need this opportunity. I don't need another chance. I just need a chance to be able to prove that I could do it. I could do it again. I could be a productive citizen. I continue. I'm a trustee now. I have a job. Like I said, I cut the staff hair. I cut the inmates hair, and I've been doing it for quite some time. And I work hard. And I understand that Joanna was hurt. That's her name, Joanna Skinner. She was hurt. And I understand, I feel for her. And I'm not upset with her. I'm not in a position to be angry because after all this time heals all wounds. And I hope she's not still upset that the situation that we've been through. Because I knew she was hurt before I met her. And I was hurt, and we just had to work through it. And like I said, I made a lot of bad decisions, and I just wish that it didn't turn out the way that it turned out. But through time, I healed, and I hope she healed because it's been a very long time. And I talk to my grandmother every day, and I tell her, I said, time heals all wounds, and they still love her. They still believe in us. I got a good family. I got strong family support. They may not be here today. It's because I've been denied so many times for reasons that I don't understand. I took the program and I was kicked out the program because I was untimely transferred, and I have no control over that. And I'm participating in an cell, and they transferred me in 17 to this facility. And I wrote numerous letters to the parole board that explained it that I was transferred untimely and I was at the final stage of completing the program. And I did it because my family wanted me to take the program. And for years, I denied the program because I felt like I had to fight the court system and go back and forth, and I didn't feel fair. But I told them, I said, well, if y'all need me to do it, then I'll take it. And I took it, and I excelled, and I completed them. And then just one day, they just transferred me up, and I tried to get back in the program, and they wouldn't put me back in the program because of the facility that I went to. They didn't offer it. And for years, even when I was transferred to Natchitoches to take the college program, the Ashland University program, I asked did they have the BETG, I think that's called of it. I asked them did they have the program so I could continue, so I could be able to obtain the parole. And in 19, I asked them, and I asked them more. They said they didn't offer it. And then I received a letter from the parole board, and they stated that I was denied because I needed rehabilitation skills more, and I needed reprogramming. But I was completing the program. I just was transferred, and I was trying to get them to understand that I tried, and I got shipped. And well, I was like I said, I was denied, and for years I have been trying and trying and trying, and I wrote letters, numerous. I'm pretty sure y'all have it on file. I wrote numerous letters, and I didn't get the response that I needed because I was never transferred or put back in the program. So I took the college program. I kept work. I always had work. And then Corona came during the time that I was in the college program, and they shut the program down from Natchitoches, and they shut it down. So now they just kicked me out the program and shipped me back up here. And I was within months of receiving my associate degree. But like I said, I have many trades. And I work and I cut the officers here. I built a relationship with the officers here because they're good people and they understand us. And they treat us like human beings, and that's what I needed. I didn't want to be no monster. I didn't want to be treated as a monster. I wanted to be treated as a man. Because even though I made a bad decision in life, I still wanted to be a man, and they brought that back to me. And they showed me, the wardens, the staff, they showed me. I never had an incident with any of these officers. And I said I wanted to be. They made a difference in just the years that I was here. They made and I made a turnaround, and like I kept work, and they gave me an opportunity. These were the only ones that wanted to give me an opportunity, because everywhere I went, I've had to fight to get a job. And once I got the job, I stayed there. I worked hard. Never got a bad review for work ethics. I always worked hard, and everybody knew me. Everybody know, and I'm a mentor. And I teach people. I say, you don't have to, they got younger guys that's here now, and they make mistakes and they make bad decisions. And I show them that you have to be better than that. You have to be better than what the system is broken. And it can be fixed, but we have to fix it. And we need to help each other. And I help whites, blacks, I help all. It may not be documented, but I have saved lives. I have changed lives. I have mentored kids. I have helped people get educations. But like I said, it might not never be documented, but it was done. Honestly, it was done. And any officer here, you can contact anyone that tell you the same. I have changed. I am a better person. I am a stronger person. I have morals, and I have respect. And I understand, like I said, I understand there are many victims out there that in society, and I understand them. And I've met victims in jail. It seemed like the system then weaponized it to the point where we, even as the accused, become victims. And I understand that as well. And I've seen many inmates that become victims to the system. And I try to change it. I just try to do as much as I can. Y'all not here with me every day, and I understand that. And I know y'all have a job to do, and I respect that. But I have changed, and I promise you, you give me the opportunity, I will show you. Not only tell you, I will show you that I can be a productive citizen, no matter what the charge is. I'm gonna still be the person that I am. I have not changed. I am not a monster. I'm not. I'm just a person that I want to be respected. I want to be a person known for change. I want to be a person that's known for help. And that's what I tried. When I met Joanna, she told me she was hurt. And in the beginning, I wanted to be there for her and her kids. And I helped her. And she can even tell you herself, I was there, Katrina and all. It's just that we fell on bad terms. It just didn't work out like I thought it was. And that's relationships. I've been in prison for a relationship, because I was in my very first interracial relationship. I had never been with a white female before. And I was learning, not saying, I'm not trying to justify what she said might have happened. I'm just saying that I have never been in that experience. And we went through racism together. And I still fought. And I still stayed with her. But it didn't work. It didn't work. I tried. And she tried. She tried to work. Even when I tried to give up and said, no, I can't do it no more. And I didn't have any kids. And I had to be a father to her kids. And I was there for them. And she can explain that to you as well. I was there. I was a good person. And I'm still that great person that I'm going to be once I be released. And I have to do whatever I have to do. Whatever I have to do to prove to y'all will see. I promise you. I keep my word. And I will show you that I'm that person that need to be there. Many people have came to prison and didn't get the opportunity to show you that they could do better. I want to do better. I want to open up businesses. I want to be able to get this expunged off my record so I could be able to show my family, if I decide to have kids later on in life, to show them that, man, your father went through this. I never had kids, but I had a lot of stepkids. And I love them, and I still love her kids. And I would never do any harm to her, I promise. And to be honest, I would appreciate that y'all be able to monitor whatever I have to do, because I don't never want to come back to jail, ever in life. So if I have somebody to monitor me, at least I know I'm safe. because I have a target on my back. Now, when I get home, I have to do this and do that and have to register. I understand it, but I'm willing to do this for my family. I have to do it because they need me. My grandmother just was telling me about I have to fix her roof because my brother too large to fix it. He 325 pounds. So she need me there, and I need her. And she been here for 19 years, and she didn't break. And my mom, I need it. I deserve it. I promise you, I deserve it. Just look at the records and see. Look at the letters that I wrote, and you will see that I deserve it. It was a missed opportunity. They didn't catch it. I just asked them to see it. And I tried. I tried every chance I got to get a certificate. I mailed it to you all. Every chance that I got to write a letter to tell them that I wasn't getting the fair treatment, to being able to be placed back in a program that I didn't want to attend.
All right, you're going back to the same.
Oh, all right.
We all understand the problem you got.
All right, I understand. I'm sorry. And I tried. I tried as much as I can do. And I'm trying. I'm still trying. And I spoke to the head warden at this facility, and I cut his brother hair all the time. And he said, "Man, you have to believe in yourself." And for me to make it, and I believe, and I know I can do it, and I will do it. I'm gonna be that example. I'm gonna be to show the system that recidivism won't lie with me. I'm gonna stay out there, and I guess that's about it.
That was a lot. That was a lot. Sounds good too. Thank you.
Thank you all.
I noticed that we don't have any attorney representing you today, so we're going to move on to the warden or staff member there to tell us what they have to say about your behavior in prison and
The warden?
verify any of those.
Well, I only have Mr. Mason right here. I know him from working pad. I didn't know that the warden had to be here. I'm sorry.
He didn't have to be there. Can Mr. Mason give us any insight about
You need me to move?
prison? You don't have to move.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You sit down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We can see you, Mr. Mason.
All right.
Yes, sir. My name is Deputy Mason Wright. I work on a different shift. I'm sitting in today for a field position, and I do not usually work on this shift. I usually work opposite of Mr. Myers here.
Okay.
And I don't know him too well, but I do know that he is a good dude and he does a good job cutting hair. And as long as I've been here, which is 2 years, he's been very productive, never doing anything bad, never causing any kind of problems, unlike other inmates. But if you would like for me to go grab someone who is on this shift and who does work here and knows him, I can, absolutely.
No, you're fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Mace.
Yes, sir.
Okay, today we have one person to testify in opposition, which is the victim of the case. And you tell us what you gotta say.
I'd like to read from my daughter before I talk penalties. I am Alexis, Joanna's daughter, and an indirect victim of Jonathan Myers, who I came to know as Rock. When I found out that Rock might be released, all the trauma this man has caused flooded back in, and I cried. All over again, I feared not only the life of my mother, but the lives he may impact in the future. My mom tried to get away from this man on several occasions leading up to the crime that got him convicted. Before ending their relationship, I watched him throw my brother and I's TVs that he bought for us months prior in a rage across the hall, smashed into pieces while arguing. My brother was about 4 years old and present. He was terrified. I was terrified. I remember that day vividly. After another fight, he showed up, pushed his way in the front door, and threw my mother to the ground, ultimately breaking her arm. As a 9-10-year-old hearing her mother screaming, I tried to find out what I could and hid it behind my back, ready to defend my mother. I saw her crying on the floor and him standing over her. She told me she would be okay and go to my room. My brother and I sat with her all night in the hospital. For months following, he stalked my mother. We would come home and he had broken in. Sometimes we would catch him hiding behind things in the house. We feared even sleeping at night. Home was not a safe place for us. Why would I feel safe? He said on several occasions when he raged that if he ever called the cops, if she ever called the cops, he would kill her. And he showed me his gun in his room, and we believed that he would. Ultimately, his terror over our house ended with him brutally raping my mother at night with her children sleeping, being threatened for her murder in front of us if she screamed. You can imagine how that traumatic event affected my mother and long-term affected us. I fear for her safety and the safety of future women. Anything less than the full 20 years is irrefutably unsatisfactory, not a moment earlier. I pray that he has asked the Lord's forgiveness because I have not forgiven him. And I pray that when his inevitable release comes, that he does the right thing and leaves us alone. I pray he never harms another woman, another child, another family. 20 years is not enough for the inhumane crimes he committed against my family. What I had to go through as a young child, no child should have to go through. I was in a relationship with him and I ended it. And he stalked me for 6 months. I found him in my house multiple times. Called the police. He broke into my house, dragged me down the hall by my hair and he raped and sodomized me. And told me he would kill me if I screamed and woke up my children. And then after everything was over, he made me shower to try to wipe off the evidence. And then he left like nothing ever happened. He's never admitted what he's done. He's never taken accountability for his actions. Clearly, he has never done any of the programs that a sex offender should do. I just don't feel like I would be safe if he got out. I know eventually he's going to be out, but I don't feel safe at all. I've felt safe for the last 19 years with him. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have law enforcement comments to put on the record, which we have the judge is opposed, the district attorney's office is going to speak shortly, the sheriff is opposed, and the attorney general's office is opposed. So now would be the time for Mr. Randall Myers with the district attorney's office to let us know what he has to say about this case.
Good morning, Randall Myers, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. We are strongly opposed to his request for parole. Mr. Myers said a lot, and my take on his statements show that he has not accepted the fact that he committed a crime. He's got no remorse for the crime that he committed. Listening between the lines, it seems to me that he thinks because he was in a relationship with the victim that he couldn't hurt her. But the fact of the matter is he hurt her on numerous occasions prior to that. He beat her. He's a violent individual who needs to remain in jail for the entirety of his sentence. In the 9 years prior, the first 9 years of his incarceration, took no programs. After 17, after that in 2017, I believe it is, he began taking some programs, and he took one anger management course, 100 hours, and living in balance 1 and 2. Don't see any sex offender treatment that he has completed, although the annual assessment says that he is enrolled in sex offender treatment. Annual assessment also states that he has not completed a 12-step program, although he did complete substance abuse with the Living in Balance program. So with the very, very strong victim opposition, the violent nature of Mr. Myers, his lack of remorse, and his failure to accept what he has done, we are strongly opposed to his release.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. All right, the case has been assigned to Board Member Freeman, who's going to cast the first vote and begin your interview. So we'll start with the interview.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Myers. Mr. Myers, let's get to the heart of it. Why haven't we taken sex offender classes?
I have participated. I took the program in 2016. And as I was taking the program, and I was in it within for a year, I've completed 3 phases of it. And the final phase, I was transferred September of 2017, while I was still in the program, to a facility that didn't offer the program. And I wrote numerous letters to your board stating that I was transferred untimely while I was participating in the program. And once after being here for 2 years, I was transferred to the Natchez prison to take the college program, and I excelled in that. I made the dean list. I excelled, and I was kicked out of that because of the corona outbreak in March of 2020 because the program was canceled.
Right. Where did you take that sex offender treatment at?
And Rayburn facility. I was at the Rayburn. That was the BB60 Rayburn.
Okay, because we have no verification that you've taken any substance abuse.
I finished 3 phases. I sent the certificates. It's on file. I sent all 3 certificates to your facility. 2016, and the last.
I'm looking at your certificates, and we got, like Mr. Myers said, we have living imbalance in 2016, phase 1, phase 2 in 2017, anger management 2016. There's no mention of any sex offender treatment in the record.
I took it. It was the BETG program. I finished 3 of the 4 phases at Rayburn.
That's 4 phases, so we're gonna have to try to look into that.
Thank you, man. It's there. It's there. I sent the certificates.
Okay. So what did you learn from victim awareness? Did you take victim awareness? I
Yes,
see
sir.
you had a little bit of it in your 100 hours.
Yes, sir. I took reentry as well. I completed reentry and victim awareness. I learned a lot about different victims, the outcome, the hurt that it does to family members. I learned the hurt that it could be on both sides, the accused as well as the victims.
Okay. Where do you plan to live and work if you get out?
My grandmother has a house that's in Wagaman, Louisiana. And work, I have many trades and I have excellent work history. If someone willing to hire me, I'll be willing to work anywhere, wherever, to make sure I'll be able to pay whatever fees I have to pay or whatever I have to do.
Well, did you ever take drugs or use drugs?
No, sir. I'm not a drug addict.
Okay, were you a big drinker or not?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you ever get sent to Steve Hoyle?
Steve Hart, sir? I couldn't hear you say
Hall.
Steve. No,
You never went to Steve Hall?
No, sir. I just took most of my certificates came from Rayburn facility, the old WCI.
And I also noticed that on your static 99, you scored a 2, which is a moderate risk. So I want to note that for the record. And I have no further questions.
Okay, thank you.
I heard you say earlier that that you were innocent.
Yes, sir.
Would you explain that to me, Mr. Myers?
Yes, sir. And when I actually had 2 trials. I was acquitted of second-degree battery in Jefferson Parish with a judge by the name of Judge Bench. I had a jury trial. And the first trial I was acquitted, but I also had the other charge, the forcible rape charge. But when I went to trial for the forcible rape charge, they took away my defense. The judge, she was found guilty on corrupt charges, Judge Bench. And she took away the fundamental mechanism to be able to win the trial. And I was not I don't want to get on the racist kick, but I had an all-white jury. And I only had 1 black juror that voted to acquit, which made it non-unanimous. And in
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yes, sir.
What I'm asking you is, did you do what you were charged with?
No, sir. No, sir. And I proved it in trial. And I proved it. It just, I didn't have a fair chance. It wasn't a fair and impartial trial. And I fought. And I understand we did have a toxic relationship. I understand that. And and I admitted to that. Anything that I have done, I have admitted to her. But I can't sit back and accept that. I can't accept a forcible rape charge when I know I didn't. And I understand that she may be hurting. And like I think that was Alexis. Alexis said we have been in times where that it was just toxic, and I was still young, and I admitted to that, and I explained that to Alexis because it just wasn't on my part; it was on both our parts because we was just in a bad relationship. She had just divorced her husband. Her husband had just molested his daughter and his niece, and I was there to fight for them. And I said, man, I can't do it. It was too much pressure on me. It was too much. Like I said, I didn't have kids, but I treated Alexis and LG, her kids, fairly, and I loved them, and they know that. They know that, and I understand they have to protect their mom, and I can see that. I have a mother, and I do whatever my mom need me to do to protect her, and I understand that, and I am remorseful because I have met true victims, and I understand that Joanna been hurt. I know Joanna been hurt, and she explained it to me, and I accept it because in the beginning.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have no more questions.
I see Mr. Myers was shaking his head during some of his testimony. Can you add to, or you have anything you wanted to add to what he just said about the trial?
You know, the only thing, I mean, he was tried and convicted of the offense. The only thing really is that he made a comment of Judge Ben's being removed from the bench, and it kind of sounded like related to his charge. She was removed from the bench, but it had nothing to do with anything related to his charge.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have no questions. Are you ready to vote?
I'd like to go into executive session.
I'll second.
We have a motion for executive session in a second.
Mr. Tillis,
Yes.
Mr. Barrow,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
We're going to go into executive session. We'll be back shortly.
All right, thank you very much. What I have to do? Oh, man, they not even understanding.
All right, we are finished with executive session and we're back into the hearing and the board is ready to vote. Do I have to have a roll call? Come on.
Mr. Tillis,
Yes.
Mr. Barrow,
Yes.
Mr. Freeman.
Yes.
All right, the board is now ready to vote. We'll begin with Mr. Freeman, who was assigned the case.
Okay, Mr. Myers, I mean, you know, you say you took the sex offender classes. I see where you were denied before for not taking them. On our records, it says you're enrolled now, which obviously you're not. You know, until I see those sex offender classes, I mean, today before that, I was thinking about, I wanted you on supervision so we could keep you away from the victim. And the probation officers would be watching you and making sure you did everything. But until you finish those classes, I can't vote for you today. So my vote is to deny.
Mr. Tillis.
I concur with Mr. Freeman.
And I'm going to concur with Mr. Freeman, but I'm going to also make a recommendation that they move you from where you're at to a place where you can complete the sex offender classes. And then once you do that, you will shorten your time up a little bit with the credit. No, you won't. No, you won't shorten your time, but you do need to take the class. So as far as today goes, today your parole has been denied.
Should you have the opportunity for parole, if not even acknowledging your crime? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, please hit subscribe for new videos every week.